Comrade, it's a great having you. This nothing can stop you. Motivation message I bring to you. I'm Bismarck say. Go to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of motivation messages. Watch them, subscribe to them. Nothing can stop you. Motivation messages. Also go to YouTube. I have another channel. Your marriage state of mind to the world. A lot of teachings on dating and courtship and marriage. Watch them and subscribe to them for me. I have a lot of electronic books. Amazon can gamble. Some of them are building a competitiveness in the crowded planet. $4. It will be impossible to have this for you. $4. Your marriage will be a state of mind to the world. $5. There is something inside you. The world is in need of $4. Leaders of Generational Thinkers, $5. Go to Amazon, Kenya, and gamble and get these books for yourself. In the next 15 minutes, I'm sharing with you a motivation message I've entitled, Nobody Can Perform Your Role Better Than Yourself, expansively. Let every belligerent or protracted underperforming activity or sector, or let every underperforming or consistent underperforming activity or sector in your group, your community or country or global will represent a world in you to challenge yourself to crack that problem, to achieve a very propitious outcome for your country, your group, your community, and beyond. It was the mindset and attitude of a woman called Margaret Johnson, a British physician and the chairman of St. John and St. Elizabeth Hospital, who was the first dedicated HIV doctor at the Royal Tree Hospital over the period, who understood what it means to achieve that for his country. Ostensibly, understand that you have the agility of repository to extrapolate from these belligerent or protracted activities and sector that's underperforming, or these sectors that are consistently underperforming, to radically restructure and uniquely position your group, your community, your country to its confluence of nirvana, or to its level of reaching the highest level it has to be. And these are things you understand that you have that sort of repository and agility to achieve that, to help these underperforming sectors and activity to achieve what they ought to achieve, as was the attitude of Victor Oma, one of the greatest Hungarian human activists over the period. So, overridingly, it will be a mendacity, or it will be misconstrued mindset not to exhibit a flywheel performance or high performance. It will be sort of unaccepted to not to perform, not to exhibit a flywheel performance or higher performance, because nobody can perform your role better than yourself. And this, by doing this, by exhibiting a flywheel or performance or exceeding performance, to help you take shortcut into the heart of venerated personality. Your achievement will not be short-term stories, because productivity is not achieved by an accident. It's about sort of renaissance, proactive resurgence, irresistible sex towards achieving that. As was the attitude of a woman called Anne Polistkovska, a Russian investigator and human rights activist, journalist who was murdered 18 years ago for his achievement over the period, who understood productivity is not achieved by accident. There's a quote by Paul J. Mayer, American businessman, once said that productivity is never an accident. It's always as a result of commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort. Indeed, Mayer is correct. Always, we should not be oblivious, or should not lose the sight of the fact that we are the resource millions of people rely on, and therefore there's nothing that can stop us, and nobody can perform our role better than ourselves. I want to share you a story about a woman called Ida Minerva Tabel. Ida Minerva Tabel was an American investigative journalist, a writer, and a lecturer who is the pioneer of investigative journalists in the whole world. One of the leading McCarthy's and reformers of the proactive era of the late 19th century to 20th century. She's been considered as a masterpiece of investigative journalism when he published the most influential book on U.S. business ever in the history of U.S. business. That led to the dissolution of Standard Oil monopoly through the passage of Hamburg Act of 1906 and the Han-Skin Act, and the creation of Federal Trade Commission, and the passage of the Clayton Antitrust Act that helped to deal with the monopoly of the Standard Oil over the period. She was indeed a repertoire of prowess of investigative journalism. She wrote pictorial biography over her 64 years of career on inimitable personality or celebrated personality like Madame Roland and Napoleon Bonaparte and others, businessmen like Albert Henry Gary, who was a U.S. steel company manager, Owen D. Young, the president of General Electric Motors. He strongly believed that she can precipitate meaningful social change, and therefore they made her have Tebel have an meaningful insight and comprehensive perspective. towards changing human welfare with that sort of mindset that nobody can perform a role better than himself. She was a prolific writer, lecturer, tackling complex issues in the area of oil industry, tariff, labor practice, breaking down them into informative and easily understood articles. Lectured on activities like evils of war, world peace, American politics, trust, tariff, labor practice, and all those women issues unflankly or consistent. She understood she has a fine architectural value of tackling the permeating issues that ignite the welfare of people. And he occupied a lot of meritorious and illustrious positions during his career. Served on two presidential committees. He formed the Artists League that became Artists Guild. So he's the president of the Pen and Brush Guild for 30 years of a career. For 30 years. During the World War II, she served on President Woodrow Wilson's U.S. President Women's Committee on the Council of National Defense. She served on the President Warren A. Harding in 1921, the U.S. President Committee on Unemployment Conference. In all these myriad or numerous positions, she knew nobody can perform a role better than himself, and therefore they imposed a brilliance towards achievement. We understood that he's the answer to the crowd of millions. He has the potential to reach millions. I want to remind you, I'm Bismarck. Say, go to my YouTube, my channel, have a lot of motivation message. Nothing can stop you. Watch them, subscribe to them for me. Also on YouTube, have another channel, Your Marriage Will Be a State of Mind to the World. There are a lot of teachings on dating and courtship and marriage. Watch them, subscribe to them. I have a lot of ebooks for you guys. Amazon, Kindle, and Gamma. They're very cheap. A lot of books. These are just 5 of these books. Building a competitiveness in a crowded planet, $4. It will be impossible to have this world without you, $4. Your marriage will be a state of mind to the world, $5. There is something inside you, the world is in need of $4. Leaders of generation, I think it's $5. Go to Amazon, Kindle, and Gamma to get this book for yourself. Let me wrap up on this. What are some of the resplendent role you can play to help jettison the issue of global unemployment? In simple words, what role can you play? What role can you play to help deal with the issue, jettison the issue of unemployment, to reduce unemployment? Number one, monumentally, contribute ideas, advocate for the need for UN to force member countries to establish entrepreneurship startup fund, which will provide funds for startup entrepreneurs that every year the number of beneficiary each country member are supposed to get. UN supposed to give them a cap. How many people are supposed to benefit, and the government have to create that. The government can impose marginal taxes of 0.5 or 1% or 30 mostly consumed goods to raise money to finance this. And this should be managed by independent body together with the government to help that. So UN should contribute ideas that UN should promote such an idea. So member countries are supposed to form the entrepreneurship startup fund where government have a number of people always. They have to give them every year. They have to give money to finance the entrepreneur idea, imposing marginal taxes of about 30 commodity goods, and this should be managed by independent body to help achieve that, as done by a man called William B. Gartner, American scholar, strongly advocated for promoting entrepreneurship. Number 2, perspicuously, or most importantly, advocate that UNESCO should force developing and lower middle income countries to adopt American education system to enhance productivity and efficiency of the minds of students to ignite their resourcefulness and entrepreneurial ability, as a man called Horace Mann, American reformer who advocated for US to have a very robust education system, and he's the architect behind the US robust academic system. He started in the 1830s during that period. Number 3, personally, work out the introduction of robust business, finance, and management models and frameworks that will help small and medium-scale enterprises to enhance their productivity and job creation. Over the years, people have introduced models, frameworks that have helped small and medium-scale enterprise to achieve that level of agility and entrepreneurial prowess. And like, for instance, people have introduced peer-to-peer financing that was introduced in British by Zupa 2005, crowdfunding by British Rockland in 1987, microfinance by Mohammed Yunus in the 80s. Also, out of help over 1 billion people, angel investment by William Wurtzville in 1978, with also venture capital by George D. Roth in 1946, all those things. So also find out some of the robust business financing model and framework you can contribute that help build small and medium skills, enhance their productivity and efficiency, to help in job creation. Also personally, assess yourself what you can do to help this company to help create the job we need. To have number 4, ostensibly, ensure that you advocate for the need for public sector in developing lower middle income countries to be more efficient to help in job creation. Most developing countries, public sector is very inefficient. Strongly advocate that there should be performance credit score for each employer in this sector, so that their promotion and payment and allowance is based on that. Independent body should be allowed to run this performance scoring, so that will give performance scoring score for each employer almost every 6 months or every 3 months to assess the performance. Their promotion and allowance will be based on that. That will force these people. This will be operationalized by independent body, and independent body should be allowed to recruit for public sector to deal with that parochial interest or political interest in these recruitment, to deal with that, to make them more efficient so that they can create the job we need and expand the economy with that sort of that prowess, depthness, and that sort of adroitness to achieve in a efficiency in the public sector in developing lower middle income countries to achieve the level of job creation we want. As a man called John Smitton, a British scholar who advocates for efficiency in the public sector, and is the father of civil engineering in British, as known for its achievement to promoting that level of efficiency. Relentless, so strongly advocate that UN and UNESCO should enforce government among 106 countries to create tertiary entrepreneurship fund, which will finance entrepreneurship ideas of tertiary students whilst in school, so they can start this very appropriate agenda, this very laudable agenda whilst in school. A lot of people in school have a lot of ideas to create their own business, but sometimes they face the debacle, the heckle of not getting the funds. The UN should force government, that tertiary institutions in the global world should create tertiary entrepreneurship fund to finance entrepreneurial ideas and ventures of tertiary students whilst in school, so that they help operationalize this appropriate agenda to create that job we want to get. MasterCard Entrepreneurship Fund have done so much a job at Kwame Nkrumah University in Ghana, where they have helped created over 10 years entrepreneurship fund, helping most of these students to create that level of entrepreneurial agility and prowess they have over the period to achieve what they want to achieve, to ignite the repository of endowment, repertoire of a repository of endowment in them to achieve that, and based on things you can epitomize. Number 6, without any equivocation, strongly advocate and contribute ideas towards the use of that there should be a need for the use of common currency when it comes to trading among trading blocks, like Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, to reduce currency convertibility to help achieve trade and job creation. Strongly advocate that there's a need to have that trading block like Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement should have work towards having one currency to reduce currency convertibility. The African Continental Free Trade Agreement have about 54 countries, and they have received with the GDP of 3.1 trillion, with that population 1.3 over a period. They have about 54 countries, about 42 currency, and every year exchanging one currency to one currency, it costs the African continent more than $5 billion. Strongly advocate ideas that this trading bloc should have one common currency to help promote trade and job creation among this country, to act as a propellant to create a job we need among this country. Advocate and contribute ideas that will help, and strongly advocate that they work towards achieving that in the years to come, to achieve another trading blocks that will be of good use. Number 7, assertively, or very common, I strongly advocate that there's a need for business moguls to establish entrepreneurship funds to help startup entrepreneurs through provision of startup funds and also managerial impeccability or expertise that will help them, and that law should be passed that these business magnates should be forced to have a number of people every year. They can groom them, support them in terms of when it comes to giving them funds which they will pay back. They can act as angel investors, where they can invest in them, giving them managerial agility. That every year there's a number of people these business magnates are supposed to help them, especially in developing lower middle income country. Licenses will be given to them, where securing contract from government will be based on this requirement. That this will force these people to help these startup entrepreneurs with finance and also entrepreneurial impeccability for the period, to help achieve that consistently, where we achieve that level of job creation for these people consistently to achieve that. These are things we can wrap our mind around towards achieving it for ourselves in the global world when it comes to dealing with this. And the need for us to promote, there's a need to also promote the regulatory sandbox. The World Bank should promote the need to have regulatory sandbox that will help protect new ideas from failing, to make business more robust, to deal with that failure rate, to build the level we need over the period. I want to remind you, I have a lot of motivation message and best. Say go to my YouTube channel, nothing can stop you. Watch them, subscribe to them, and count you for more subscribers and viewers over the period. Also, if you go to YouTube, I have another channel, Marriage Will Be a State of Mind to World. A lot of teachings on dating and question marriage. Watch them, subscribe to them, and count on you to get more subscribers and views. Thank you for your support. I have a lot of ebooks. Go to Amazon, Kenya, and Gumroad. Body and Competence, the credit panel, $4. To be impossible to have this world without you, $4. Your marriage will be a state of mind to all, $5. There is something inside you, the world is need of $4. These are the generation changes, $5. Go to Amazon, Kenya, and Gumroad. I'm not getting the sales. Help me get the sales. I'm pleading with you guys. Watch my videos, subscribe to them. I know you help me. Always remember, nobody can perform your role better than yourself, and you have the potential to reach million. Your resource million you want to rely on. Bye bye. See you another time. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.